2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And on tap tonight, it's the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. Well, for the Clippers, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And Andrew Wiggins from an athletic family. His father played in the NBA, his mother a world-class sprinter. You can see why they call the young Canadian Maple Jordan.
Oh, wow. That's a lofty praise for the young man. I've never heard that.
Jordan.
I never heard that, but he attacks the basket, well enough from the outside. He keeps the defenders off balance. He's developing faster than most expected, but he really has to work on his offensive game if he wants to be considered Maple Jordan.
He has the ability to maple-tize anyone.
It's an all-Western Conference matchup in today's game as the Clippers come into town for this one. I'd like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony.
Let's get a nice clean game, huh?
Tip-off goes to the Clippers. Stolen by Martin. And now Martin pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And the Clippers starting five. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. And it's Pierce in at the small forward position. Now here's Griffin. Jordan with the screen on Garnett. Redick with it. Picked by Griffin. Just 5 to shoot. Redick dishes to Jordan. Here's Paul, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Last season, DeAndre Jordan was as efficient as it gets on offense. A dunking machine, we know for sure. His defense is maybe the best individually at the rim in the league. He covers a lot of area.
He does. And Jordan did have almost all of his points come right at the rim. And you talked about that efficiency. How about 71% field goal percentage?
Here's Paul. Following the score by Kevin Martin. A nice shot by Griffin.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Rubio outside. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. And again, it's Minnesota converting. Here's Paul. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Wiggins against Pierce. The shot no good. Wiggins with some nice D for Minnesota. They've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Here's Garnett. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Paul with the ball, guarded now by Rubio. Paul kicks to Griffin. Shoots from the baseline. Nice jump shot. Good.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Rubio against Paul. Wiggins outside. From the baseline. No good. And the Clippers will come the other way. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, I briefly spoke with Doc Rivers. I asked him about the player he'll try to key on in this matchup, and he had no hesitation saying Kevin Garnett. He said what makes KG special and such a problem to deal with is he can control games on both ends of the floor with his offensive and defensive skill set, saying he has so much length it makes it very difficult around both keys for us.
Thanks again, Doris. Now, here's Rubio. Following the miss by Griffin. Launches a three. Rubio misses. Here's Los Angeles now. Clippers were so strong on the road last season. They led the league, Clark, in field goal percentage while on the road. And actually they scored more points away from Staples than in it.
Especially down the stretch, Kevin. I mean, they finished the regular season with 8 straight road wins to get home court advantage in the first round. Superb.
Now here is Martin. Count that one. Martin's got 6 points.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
He lobs it up, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
What a beautiful pass to set that one up.
The pass might have been pretty, but the finish, I thought, Clark, angry.
That's a heck of a combination. Pretty pass and an angry punch.
And that's what makes the alley-oop such a terrific play when you're able to execute.
Here's Martin following the basket by Blake Griffin. Tries again, and it's Martin missing.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Redick passes to Griffin. And the dunk by Jordan.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
He is one of the most determined rebounders, Clark, we have got in the NBA.
Yeah, you're calling it right, Kevin. I mean, he gets so many second chance points because of how hard he works to get to the rebound.
Okay, fans. And the Clippers, with those 8 road wins at the end, you mentioned, that pushed their road record to 26-15. That was second best in the league. They also set a franchise high for road wins.
New look on the floor for Minnesota. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Smith comes in for Blake Griffin. Lance Stevenson's checked in for Paul Pierce. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. 1:32 left to play here in the first. Outside, Jones. Begovic with a screen. Jones dishes to Begovic. Can't connect from short range.
You know, what's amazing about the Clippers on the road last year, guys, was the context. I mean, they had a bunch of back-to-back games and went 16-4 on the back end of back-to-backs. 11 of those came on the road.
Here's Jones following the basket by Lance Stevenson. Outside, Jones. Begovic with a screen. Now here's Muhammad. He's guarded by Stevenson. Good. Al Paul. .41 seconds left in the first quarter. Stevenson drives in, so he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And guys, Josh Smith, an interesting blend of talents. A good defender, great finisher around the rim. Also an underrated passer at times for a big man.
Josh Smith, kind of a tweener. He spent some time at power forward. Clark, he spent some time at small forward. He's handled the ball. He's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's best, Kevin, working inside. He's gotten stronger. He's worked on his post game, and I think as time has passed, he's settled in as a full-time power forward. At least that's where he should settle into.
And Josh Smith drops them both.
You know, when you're bad or struggling in the West, things can go south in a hurry. I mean, the Wolves ended with the worst record in the league last year at 16-66, and a lot of those losses came in their conference.
Jones drives in. Good work defensively by Smith.
It's still early, but they've started to establish themselves on the glass here.
Yeah, scrappy, Clark, for each and every rebound. They are not backing down.
And here's Crawford. With 1 on the clock. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And that does it for the first quarter. The Clippers on top, leading by 4. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And a word from Chris Paul, who has a little something to say about the success of a very special and influential teammate, Blake Griffin.
You know, Blake, everything that's happening for him, he deserves it because he's worked so hard and put so much into it, and he's a huge piece to our team being successful.
Of course, we know that Blake would say the exact same thing about Chris Paul. You know, Chris and Blake Griffin share so much in common when it comes to being the hardcore Clippers their owner brags about all the time.
And you think about it, Chris Paul is not easily impressed, nor is Doc Rivers for that matter, but both of these guys have praised Griffin for how hard he's worked and how far he's come in his career.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Right from the start, they have been able to really own the paint and just dominate the backcourt.
Well, Greg, you can't dominate the boards unless all 5 guys are making the effort to box out and chase down the ball.
Rubio and Martin are their backcourt. Downs is out there with Jang, and it's Wiggins in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls. DeAndre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen 0 drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness, but no question he's improved his skills and IQ. Yeah, credit the D there. Got his hands up and made sure he wasn't comfortable on the release.
Sure did. Stayed real snug on it and didn't allow him the space he needed to get a good shot off. And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the open man and getting some easy baskets.
You know, it also hasn't taken them long to make their mark in the paint. I mean, they're doing a lot of their scoring from in there.
Good on the second free throw. Well, Andrew Wiggins showed that he's going to be a big-time player in this league, Clark, for a long time.
And we knew Wiggins could attack the basket and create his own shot, Kevin, but I think many, and I'm included in this, were surprised at how good his jumper looks this early in his career. I mean, it's pretty reliable right now.
Minnesota with the ball. It's a 3-point game. And Rubio kicks to Wiggins. Lets it go from 11. The shot is off. Excellent D there from Pierce. Clippers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter.
And with Wiggins' game, he has a nice jumper for a player his age. As he grows in the league, he'll become more and more comfortable shooting from deep. He'll be nearly impossible to guard when he adds a consistent three-point shot.
Now here's Wiggins, following the miss by Griffin. Outside, Martin. Passes it to Dang. Shot clock at 6. Again, Wiggins missing.
And you know, with Wiggins, it just isn't all about his ability to score. Showed a real knack for making the unselfish play, too. Understands how to work as a unit to create shots and gets to the right spot on the floor. His potential is unlimited. That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That's on Paul Pierce. A lot of comparisons have been made about Andrew Wiggins. Kobe Bryant, in fact, Clark went as far as to say that he sees a lot of himself in Wiggins as a player.
Ultimate compliment there. I mean, that's exactly what Kobe Bryant just gave him. Wiggins has the chance to reach that level, I think.
And that one misses.
Talking about Kobe, seeing Wiggins as a young version of himself. The skill set Wiggins has is eerily similar to that of a young Kobe.
Kevin Garnett is checked in for Towns. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Johnson, he's checked in for Paul Pierce. He hits the second from the line.
For me, the one thing that set Kobe apart and made him a champion really was his work ethic. If Wiggins can improve and work like Kobe did, then like Kobe, the sky could be the limit.
Johnson gets the bucket.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
You know, he's putting on an outstanding offensive display, and he may just be getting warmed up here.
Paul passes to Reddick. Griffin dishes to Paul. Good D by Rubio.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Off the screen. Shot is good in the Los Angeles lead. It's cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Zhang.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now, here's Reddick. Griffin sets the screen for Reddick. Right side, Griffin shoots from the right block. Shot misses. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. Goes up again, and that's 2 points on the layup. Griffin's got 8 points.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow, just like he got there.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your Timberwolves dancer.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Gorgie Dang. Muhammad comes in for Andrew Wiggins. Levine's checked in for Kevin Martin. And Jones subbed in for Ricky Rubio. And then for Los Angeles, Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for Jordan. Smith comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. Here's Levine. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Pekovic with a screen on Crawford. Levine kicks to Garnett. It's stolen by Smith. Paul left side. It's Crawford on the wing. Johnson, a wide open look. No good on the triple. Timberwolves trail by 6. Well, there was a time when the media had written off Shabazz Muhammad as an impact player. We showed last year he belongs in this NBA.
Yeah, certainly did. I mean, he improved in every facet of the game, and sometimes we tend to write guys off a little too soon, Kevin. The media in general, not you in particular. He's been a big-time performer for the Wolves.
We've got 1:08 left in the first half of basketball. Paul kicks to Johnson. There's a screen. Pass to Smith. Puts it up from 12. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Here's Levine. It's hauled in by Jamal Crawford.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
They get it back. Off with the layup.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And really, the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
It's his first trip to the line.
And over the course of last year, he was up over 90%. And with a stroke like that, you see why.
Yeah, those were fine numbers he posted at the line. It was hard to find fault with anything he did from the stripe.
Minnesota making a switch here. Bielitsa's checked in. Lance Stephenson's checked in for the Clippers. And he's good on the second.
You know, they've changed their game here in the second, getting a little bit more physical, playing with some toughness now.
And I'm looking for them to increase that lead if they can keep getting to the free throw line.
Now here's Jones. Kicks it to Muhammad. The 10-footer finds the target. Muhammad's got his second basket of the game.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Deep 2 from Crawford. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Clippers lead by 2. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Well, Doc, as we get into the second half, what do you expect to see from this offense you're facing tonight?
Well, they're moving the ball. They're just playing to the hot hand, and we got to expect that. So let's not let anyone get hot. That would be nice.
Coach, thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The largest lead for them during the period was 4. The second quarter saw them lose just a fraction of the lead they held at the end of the first, as they're now ahead by 2 points at the half. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, they're paying attention to the boards, and that's a good thing. When you're trying to get ahead and stay ahead, it often comes down to a few key possessions. Any extra rebounds you can get is a big difference. I like their intensity out there.
Shaq, what'd you think about Minnesota?
They ran their offense very well in the first half. There were almost no forced shots. It was good, smart basketball. The motion in their offense was terrific. They made those defenders work very hard. I like what I saw from them for the most part.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
Just a dominating performance in the post by him so far, just tearing them to shreds when he gets it inside.
Yeah, and getting it to him is the only hard part, fellas. I mean, once he has it, he's automatic. Forget about it. He can do work down there.
Here's Rubio. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but...
Oh, wow. It's a beautiful jam. And that's a punch to the jaw. This game as tight as it can be, and he pulls something off that we might not even see in the All-Star game, Kevin.
But, Clark, I don't know that he planned it out too far in advance. That was one of those things that just happened.
I think it was premeditated.
I really don't. I think that he's one of those guys that just plays off of instinct, and they don't mind him making those kinds of plays, even in a close game.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And all that hard work on the boards needs to continue because that potentially may swing the game. Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Wiggins kicks to Garnett. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
And guys, KG is so loved and has given so much to the area of Minneapolis, St. Paul, the state of Minnesota. He really, Clark, views it as his home.
And Kevin, you started with him there in Minnesota.
Yes.
When he got underway in the league. Fans love having him there and involved with the franchise again for sure.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Griffin sets the screen for Redick. Four on the clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut to just one on the basket from Griffin.
And, for Garnett, after his playing days are over, I got to believe he's going to be looking to take some ownership in this Wolves organization. He is a beloved figure here in Minneapolis.
Picked by Griffin. Paul passes to Griffin. Pierce, wide open. He fires. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Griffin's got 3 assists now in this one.
And if KG did become a shareholder in the Wolves, it would be wild. I mean, could you imagine how intimidating contract negotiations would be with him sitting across the table?
With some arc, Minnesota with the rebound.
And trying to come up with the highlight reel finish. Somebody forgot to finish it.
Wiggins dishes to Garnett. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
And guys, as we all know, Kevin Garnett is one of the very best power forwards ever to play the game. I mean, was passed by Tim Duncan last year for total rebounds by active players. Still an amazing statistic among many for KG, a future Hall of Famer.
The first one falls. And for KG, the last 3 seasons have obviously been very, very tough. His injuries and declining athleticism have led to down numbers really across the board.
Yeah, I mean, his role now has transformed. He's more of a clubhouse leader, a mentor to the up-and-comers, an extra coach, if you will, in game and on the sidelines.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
Listen, there's no doubt he feels like they should have the lead, but that miss will keep it all tied up.
And good on the basket. Book it.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
Timberwolves trail. And Rubio kicks to Garnett. On the wing, Wiggins. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Lets it fly from 18. And Garnett misses. The Clippers have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter. 50% from the field. Outside Griffin. The shot is off. And Minnesota will come the other way. Wiggins outside. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Martin. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. The Clippers shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. Paul passes to Jordan. And Redick kicks to Griffin. Up off the screen.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and Clark, the dunk, caps it off.
Well, you know, for me, guys, it's all about positioning and anticipation on those screen plays, and they got it right there.
All right,
and, you know, J.J. Redick has shown steady improvement in his game. He entered the league as a spot shooter off the bench. Last season, averaged over 30 minutes a game for the Clippers. He's come a long way.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Garnett. Bjelica comes in for Andrew Wiggins. Shabazz Muhammad's checked in for Kevin Martin. And Jones subbed in for Ricky Rubio. A big group substitution here for the Clippers. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Smith comes in for Blake Griffin. Lance Stevenson's checked in for Wesley Johnson. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. Jones drives in. The Clippers grab the miss. And Redick has improved every phase of his game over every year, especially in the area of efficiency. Shooting over 47% from the field last year. And Greg, that by far the highest in his career.
Yeah, and his mid-range jumper last year, just automatic. The turnovers per minute averaged also ridiculously low. It even improved as a defender.
Zach LaVine's checked in for Jay. Guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Clippers?
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, and something else they've done all through this one is knock down the mid-range jump shot whenever they've had the chance.
Jones kicks to Bjelica. Pekovic with a screen. Crawford with the steal. Stevenson left side. It's tipped. 1:30 left in the third quarter. Jones dishes to LaVine. Pekovic against Smith. Clock at 6. Pekovic passes to LaVine. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Here now the Clippers. They're on an 11-3 run. Paul kicks to Crawford. Launches it. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 5 assists in the game.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Here's LaVine, guarded by Crawford. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from LaVine.
I like the move to go 2 for 1 here.
So do I, Greg. I mean, I agree with you. They need to get a quick look and then try to get another possession after that.
And the shot is good.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
29 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Jones dishes to Muhammad. Can't capitalize on the good pick. Here now the Clippers. They're on a 17-5 run. Crawford with the ball. He has 7. They set the pick. He kicks to Paul off the screen. Here's Aldrich. Can't connect. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Los Angeles on top, up 9. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. And the final period of play just about to start. Clippers leading by 9. Martin and Wiggins out on the perimeter. Zhang is out there with Towns, and it's Rubio in at the 1 spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that. They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of effort out of them down low.
It's been a difference maker for them in this game. That's what's put them in front.
Minnesota shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. Here's Martin, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
We've seen Kevin Martin getting it done. 10 points and 1 steal.
And guys, really impossible to say where he's been better, offensively or defensively.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, he's not missed a beat at either end. That's obvious.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And he makes the first.
In last season, the Wolves had the hardest strength of schedule in the entire league. Might have worked out for them in the end, as come lottery time, those extra losses do tend to help.
Both free throws good from Kevin Martin. Well, Greg, it would work out for Minnesota with all those losses. They got the lucky bounce, Clark, and the #1 pick in the draft.
And, you know, it's the first time in a long time that the worst team in the league actually got the top pick in the draft, allowed Minnesota to add another great young big to complement Rookie of the Year, Andrew Wiggins. You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, it's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
Clippers leading by 7.
For him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Martin attacking, and Jordan sends it back. Out of bounds, Timberwolves ball as Minnesota keeps possession. Kevin Garnett is checked in for Minnesota. And so it's Minnesota with it. They trail by 7, and it's Martin penetrating. 6 on the shot clock. Wiggins against Pierce. And it's Wiggins missing.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
For 3. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Wiggins has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And Rubio kicks to Wiggins. And Jordan sends it back.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at him.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Timberwolves timeout. All right, target center, coming out of the court now are your Timberwolves dancers. Come on, give it up.
Let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Flip Saunders was saying to his club. He got after them and told them to turn up the intensity, saying, we've put ourselves in a corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Show me what you have. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys.
The drive by Rubio. Inside. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Towns.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your Timberwolves dancers.
Burke has some information for us, Doris.
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Blake Griffin. Coach asked him directly to take the reins of their offense. He wants him to have a huge impact at that end of the floor for the rest of this game. Guys, they're operating under the principle that it's never too late to fine-tune the game plan. Kevin, over to you.
And thank you, Doris. Timberwolves trail by 8. In the corner, it's Martin. Takes a 3. And Paul pulls it down. Los Angeles has gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. And that one's good by Pierce.
Wow, what a clever pass that time by Chris Paul.
And so it's Minnesota with it. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Martin against Redick. Good on that shot, and with that,
Of those looks as they can get.
LA has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. That's a 2 from Paul, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Paul's got the lead up to 10 now for the Clippers. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter. Redick against Martin.
2 minutes remaining.
Kicks it out to Wiggins. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Wiggins has got 5 points now in the quarter.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on.
Jordan the screen, down low. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. So the first one drops, and that stretches their lead to 8. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Pekovic is checked in. Second one is good. Being both at the line, and it's a 9-point ball game here.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your Timberwolves dancers.
A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Martin. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Martin's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Paul outside. They set the pick. To the paint. Here's Griffin. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 8th assist in the game.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your Timberwolves dancers.
Here's Martin. Garnett kicks to Martin. Rubio dishes to Martin. Back to Rubio. And he banks in the layup.
I love that dish down low.
Guy, it's a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, I agree. Got to use some clock here.
And stolen by Pekovic. Rubio outside. Pekovic with a screen. There's the triple. It's good. And now they trail by just 4.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Rubio against Paul. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Feeds it to Griffin. Misfires after coming off the pick.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Martin kicks to Pekovic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Wiggins drives in. Can't connect from short range.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Gets the first, and that puts them up by 5. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
All right, target center, coming out of the court now are your Timberwolves dancers. Come on, give it up.
And it's Martin penetrating. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. Makes it a 7-point lead. Pass to Garnett. Here's the three. The shot is off. And so Los Angeles takes the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. We'll see you later.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan Player of the Game, Blake Griffin. Shaq, what'd you like about his game?
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, you go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did. Only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
Is there anyone in the NBA who's more straight up scary than Blake Griffin? I don't think so. Big, strong, powerful, with the skills to match that athleticism. If you're a defender in the post and you see Blake Griffin coming down the lane, the only thing you think is, uh-oh, the man is just a beast.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.